stand. Hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing and join the board in a moment of silence as we honor our veterans, our first responders, and more than ever, our active military who are in harm's way. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our work session, to be followed by a public meeting. I'll entertain a motion for approval of bills and payroll.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Salaski, seconded by trustee Casado. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. As Mr. Rivera makes his way up, obviously I'd like to point out that Deputy Mayor Sartori is not here with us this evening, but she will be back next week. Mr. Rivera,
Good evening.
good evening.
Resolved to approve the minutes of the meetings of the Board of Trustees from February 4th, February 11th, and February 18th, 2026.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Clark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Chacon.
Good evening, Mayor, Board, John G.
Good evening.
First item is resolved to approve annual lump sum payouts to the following Mineola Fire Department volunteer firemen who have earned the post-entitlement service credit during calendar years 2010 to 225, inclusive as per the Village of Mineola Service Award Program.
Okay, we have a list there of the members who have earned this PEA. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Clark. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Salaski. All in favor?
Aye.
Mayor, I need to abstain because my name is on that list.
Okay, duly noted. Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you. The second item is resolved to authorize a one-time lump sum payout in amount of $60 to Mineola Fire Department volunteer fireman William Simonton, representing the retroactive adjustment of three payments of $20 for January 2026, February 2026, and March 2026, pursuant to the Village of Mineola Service Award Program.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion?
Motion by trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Clark. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Palumbo.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Request a resolution awarding a public bid for the purchase of uniforms to the lowest responsible bidder. The vendor is 8th Street Designs. The cost varies between the items, and the funding is from the 2025-2026 general fund budget or the general fund unreserved balance, and the 2025-2026 water fund budget and or the water fund unreserved fund balance.
Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Clark. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Salaski. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Request a resolution authorizing the award of the lowest proposal for the removal and replacement of 9 water service lines from the water main to the curb stop on Wellington Road within the 2025-2026 road improvement area. The proposals are listed. The contractor is Orchid Water and Sewer Contracting. The cost of $41,810, and it's from the 2025-2026 general fund budget and or the general fund unreserved balance.
So this is part of the lead and copper
Yeah,
rule,
and we're
right?
doing it in the road projects, because
Right,
we don't want to rip up our roads again
right.
once they're
So
paved.
this is 9 and like 5,000 to go, right?
Yeah, but on this project, our guys, we did, there were a little over 40 services, so we have 9 left.
Okay.
So if we would have done it, all this would have been well over 200,000 to do it.
$1,000.
But we did most of them in-house, so
Okay.
this is what's left.
Right, and we're trying to kind of do it while we have the roads open anyway, so we're doing it where we have the road improvements for that particular year. And obviously, not all services are going to need to be replaced. We're in the process of identifying when, but a lot of them will be. And as you can see, they're about $5,000 per line. That's just for us. That's not the homeowner.
That's not the homeowner.
That's not the
sir.
homeowner.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, entertain a motion to
Motion.
approve. Motion by trustee Casado, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Clark, all in favor? Any
Aye.
opposed, motion carries.
Request a resolution authorizing the engineering services for the 2026 Stormwater Management Program services, the MS4 permit compliance activities. Engineer is DMB Engineers and Architect, DPC. The cost of $18,900, and the funding source is 2025-2026 general fund budget and/or the general fund unreserved balance.
Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Clark, do I have a
Second.
second? Second by trustee Casado, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed, motion carries.
Request a resolution authorizing change order number 11 for the PTAS treatment at well number 4 under the plumbing contract for the replacement of the pitted aluminum effluent piping in the pack tower aeration system. The cost is $3,255. Benson Contracting is the contractor, and the funding is from the bid item line 4.
Okay, so this is the well on Old Country Road and 8th Avenue, right, 8th and 9th? Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Casado, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Salaski, all in favor? Any opposed, motion carries.
Request a resolution authorizing change order number 12 for the PTAS treatment at well number 4 under the plumbing contract for installing a solenoid valve on the existing control valve to enable automatic control via the SCADA system. The cost is $9,817. The contractor is Benson Contracting, Inc., and it's funding from bid item line 4.
Okay, so our SCADA system is basically what manages our water system, and it's done remotely, essentially through an iPad, and this will enable us to control this automatically via the SCADA system. Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Clark, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Salaski, all in favor? Any opposed, motion carries.
Request a resolution authorizing change order number 13 for the PTAS treatment at well number 4 under the plumbing contract, as requested by Trojan and US Peroxide for the installation of small diameter piping to support startup and testing not included in the original project scope. The cost is $16,088. Benson Contracting is the contractor, and the funding is from bid item line 4.
Okay. So this is not any additional, this was already kind of baked into the bid.
Well, the scope of the project didn't have this in it, so
Right.
they needed this to do the testing and to do the startup process. So I guess it was omitted out of it, and this is what the contractor or the company that's gonna start up the AOPs and all that, they
Right.
need these to start it up.
Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Salaski, do I have a second? Second by trustee Casado, all in favor? Any opposed, motion carries.
And finally, request a resolution authorizing the installation of a handicap reserved parking space in front of 142 Andrews Road.
Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by
Second.
trustee Clark, seconded by trustee Casado, all in favor? Any opposed, motion carries.
That's it, thank you.
Thank you. Good to not be talking about snow for a change. Okay, Mr. O'Keefe. Yeah, yeah.
I'll be up here for a second then. So February was significantly impacted, I'm sorry, good evening,
Good
everybody.
evening.
So February was significantly impacted by multiple snow events, including obviously the major blizzard that required coordinated response efforts between all departments. My department worked closely with the DPW to address these storm-related matters, as well as recent code enforcement issues that came to our attention. Inspections were conducted to ensure the properties comply with the village's snow removal requirements. While February's blizzard generated numerous complaints regarding snow removal compliance, the continued communication efforts between my department and the board with residents and property owners resulted in only 12 snow removal summonses being issued, which is significantly fewer than the previous snow events. And it shows the efforts taken, especially by commercial property owners, to get on top of removing the snow. Even though we had many snow-related issues and, compliance issues with removal of the snow, we still were able to conduct 62 inspections and issue 50 permits in the month of February. Usually it's down at this time with construction, you know, especially in the cold. But that concludes my report for the evening.
Thank you, Mr. O'Keefe. I think it's worth mentioning, and you mentioned it at the beginning of your report, is that when we have a snow event, or really any major event, whether it be a hurricane or any kind of storm, of course, we think about DPW, about the departments that are out plowing, sanitation, but we forget that this is really a coordinated effort between the Department of Public Works, our parking enforcement, our building department, our sanitation, and the clerk's office here. And to your point, and I think this is what we've always tried to say, is that what we want more than anything is compliance.
Right.
And I think not only did we see a drop-off in the number of summonses that you had to issue to commercial properties for not properly or cleaning their snow in a timely manner, we also saw an almost 50% reduction in the number of cars that we ticketed the second time around,
Right.
as opposed to the first snow event. And sometimes that's all it takes is a reminder, and certainly nothing reminds people more than a summons, but that's not the point. The point is we have a plethora of ways that people can inform themselves about our codes, ordinances, rules, expectations. We say it here, we say it on social media, we do it in phone calls, email blasts, text messages. We send out flyers once a year with our schedule and our expectations, so it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, certainly who's been living here for, you know, more than 6 months. But it does look like our communication efforts are working, because we're having less people park on the street during these snow events, more people cleaning their sidewalks in a timely fashion after these snow events. And at the end of the day, that's what we want. But it does take that coordination between your department, Mr. Palumbo's department, Mr. Rivera, and Mr. Remiglietti coordinating all of that. So, job well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All
Any
right, good evening.
questions? Nope. Thank you, Mr.
Thanks.
O'Keefe. Mr. Gibbons?
No report, Mayor.
No report. I'll entertain a motion to close the work session.
Motion?
Motion by trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Salaski. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go right into our public meeting. Obviously, today is March 4th. We are just at the beginning of St. Patrick's month, and we were fortunate enough that we had probably one of the first parades on Long Island this past weekend on March 1st. It was a great turnout. Weather looked a little iffy in the beginning. However, I think in the end, we really lucked out. The sun was out. It was a little chilly, but we did have hundreds, if not thousands, of people participating in the parade, and hundreds and thousands of people watching, whether they chose to stay downtown by 2nd Street or up here on Jericho Turnpike or on Willis Avenue by the Irish Society. I think that a great time was had by all. I want to thank Trustee Clark, who not only is a trustee, but he is also the person who was responsible for many, many years now to organize. He's the committee chairman, the parade chairman for the St. Patrick's Day Parade here in Mineola. And I'd also like to congratulate publicly, although we did last week at the annual John Doyle, who was the Grand Marshal, the Grand Marshal dinner. John is the outgoing president of the association, but he is also a resident of the village. So, you know, the Irish Society is the Irish Society of Nassau, Suffolk, and Queens, so we don't always have presidents who are necessarily from Mineola, and certainly we do not have Grand Marshals who are always from Mineola. But this year, the Grand Marshal, John Doyle, actually is a village resident, so we are, you know, exceptionally proud. And yes, last Friday we had the flag raising. If you notice on Jericho Turnpike, we have the Irish flag flying below the American flag, and that will stay up through the month of March. So that's all for me. Trustee Casado?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a reminder, this coming Sunday, March the 8th, the Mineola Fire Department Junior Fire Department will be having their annual pasta dinner, their 29th annual pasta dinner. here at the community center from noon to 5. Again, this coming Sunday, you gotta come. It's a great event. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Clark?
Good evening, and I want to thank you, Mayor, and the staff in the village for helping to make the parade a success. There's a lot that goes into it. You know, Public Works is out there cleaning the streets and making sure they're safe to be traveled on, working with your office, Mayor, and coordinating the activities. Thank you very much. It was the largest parade we've ever had with over 1,500 marchers and 75 organizations marching, so it was a very successful event. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you, trustee. Trustee Solosky?
Other than saying to trustee Clark, you made it look easy. I don't know how you do it, but you make it look easy. The parade was marvelous, and that's really all I have to say.
Thank you. I'd also like to say that right after the flag raising, you know, the board and I went over to a grand opening for a new restaurant on the west end of the village in the Panera Shopping Center, for lack of a better term. That whole strip now is full of restaurants. This was for Aikido. It's a Japanese Asian fusion restaurant. It's worth going in. The food was absolutely delicious. The decor is amazing. And that shopping center really is a gem. And now you have Chinese, Japanese, Italian, hamburgers, Panera, you have Chipotle, so you have Mexican, you have your choice for sure. So go there, go to the other businesses downtown, around town, and please, you know, the winter is tough for the restaurant business. And I did read something recently, actually today, there was a story in Newsday, but I read something this weekend, that with all the popularity of these weight loss drugs, that the restaurants and the bakeries and the delis are suffering, and I never even thought of that. I'm doing my part to, you know, to spend money in those places because I'm not on those, and I do understand obviously the benefits of being on those weight loss drugs if that's what you need to be healthy, but please, let's support our local restaurants, our local businesses whenever possible. You know, people often say, oh, I can't believe that place went out of business. And you, well, how many times did you go there? I never went. Well, that's why they went out of business. So let's try to be supportive of our local businesses, especially in these months. It's been a harsh winter. People aren't going out. So as we come out, hopefully, fingers crossed, out of this winter, we'll start to be outside more. So that's all. Anybody else?
Mayor, just a reminder, this coming Saturday, time to spring ahead, change your clocks, move them forward, and before you know it, it'll be 99 degrees out.
I don't know about 99, but I could do without 9 degrees out. Yes, spring forward, and as our resident fire department members like to remind us, whenever you do that, check your batteries on your fire alarms, your smoke alarms, your CO2 detectors, and it's important to have that as a reminder. Okay? Would you like to say anything? Yeah. Yep, come on up.
Sorry. Do you want my name and address, or do you need that anymore?
Yeah,
I
no,
know, you
only
used
when
to
it's
do
a
that.
public hearing.
Oh, okay, okay. No, I just,
But
I
you
ha-
can introduce yourself, I mean, I'd
yeah,
like to-
my name is James McGowan. I live at 256 Westbury Avenue.
Okay,
And I was just wanted to come here because I had an issue with the Village of Mineola. Whoever was plowing, I live across the street from the Water District,
okay,
and whoever was plowing that parking lot pushed the snow out of the Water District across Westbury Avenue and onto my sidewalk,
okay.
and also my neighbors.
I'm just pulling up your address, that's,
Yeah.
I don't want you to think that, I'm just seeing where you are in relationship to that. Okay, well,
And I got video if you
no,
want to see it.
I totally believe you. We did have several calls, and we did try to, through our social media, to educate people a little bit. So I'm gonna say this, although this has nothing to do with your particular issue, is Westbury Avenue is a county road, so it's not village plows that plow Westbury Avenue. And I drove down Westbury Avenue that day, the next day, and it was atrocious. It was
Yeah, very
terrible.
bad.
I wrote a letter to the county executive and to the Commissioner of Public Works to discuss the condition of the plowing on county roads, Westbury Avenue, Roslyn Road, Sheridan Boulevard, Nassau Boulevard. The very next day, 24 hours after it stopped snowing, looked like a war zone. Mineola Boulevard, Willis Avenue, First Street, Second Street, and parts of Main Street, those are all county roads. Having said that, I'll talk to Mr. Palumbo, and we will address that, because if, normally, when we would do that, if we're pushing the snow, so for example, we plow the cross streets to First and Second, right? And as we push it, then the county ideally would come down, and then they would push it the other. So we push it this way, they push it that way, right? But if we push it onto Westbury Avenue and the county never comes by to push it down Westbury Avenue, then it stays in front of your parking lot.
That was the issue.
That is the issue, but you shouldn't bear the brunt of that from us
Yeah.
or from them, because now if that were our road, if that was the intersection of two village roads, what would happen is, yes, one of our trucks would push the snow this way, but then another one of our trucks would come down the perpendicular road and push it down the street. Obviously, a lot of snow, right?
Yeah.
So there's only limited amount of places where you can put it. I will say this, and again, it's got nothing to do with you, but the number of people that we saw putting the snow back onto the streets, right? You have the snow machine, the thing turns, but, you know, they put it back. Even as recently as this week, I get it that people want it to melt, but I saw people throwing the snow off the sidewalk onto the middle of the road, thinking that, you know, as people come through. But your issue, I appreciate you bringing it to our attention. We'll have a discussion with DPW and, you know, make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
That we, you know, keep it on our property,
Yeah.
or that we communicate with the
Because
county.
they did it at, there's two gates there.
Right, right.
And
I
they
just
did
pulled it
both.
up.
They did it out of both gates.
Right.
They pushed the first one up, and it came, and it went onto my sidewalk. And then they did the other gate a couple of times, and they pushed it right into my neighbor's. And it was like, you know,
Right.
now past the waist almost. And
Okay.
I have
Well,
to clear that,
I
clearing that
apologize for
sidewalk
I
is.
wish, and this is a message to everyone, don't wait a week or a week and a half to come to a meeting to tell us. Call us that day, call us when it's happening. You know, I visited Mr. Palumbo and the men, and, you know, Village Hall was closed on that first day, but it was open on the second day. We would have addressed it then, right?
Yeah.
And I also understand, I'm as frustrated, and I live on a county road as well.
Yeah, that's
So my
horrible.
street was not plowed by the county, but I clean my apron, and then when they do come by, they close me back in. That's just a fact of life. There's
Well, I
no way
mean,
around
I
that.
know that, I
Right,
know that. I've done
right.
that
But
for
you're right.
years, for
This
23
is-
years. I've seen,
right.
you know, I shovel, and Nassau County throws it right back on my
Back on-
sidewalk.
right.
That was it. But I never seen this
Right,
before. I
that's-
had never
okay.
seen it pushed, the village push it onto my sidewalk.
Okay, and I will say this, and Mr. Palumbo and I have had this conversation. Some of it is also a learning process. We have some young employees that they've never plowed in this kind of storm before, so it's kind of an education. We do have some veterans who have been at this before, so it is a little bit of, you know, and I know that I spoke to Mr. Palumbo, and there were situations where he had to correct, hey, this is how you do it, this is where you put the snow. Obviously, with 36 miles of road that we have, and they went for a good 30-some-odd hours straight, you know, we're gonna make mistakes, and that's a mistake, and that's on us, and we'll make sure that it doesn't happen again.
That's all,
I
that's all I
appreciate-
wanted to hear.
I
just wanted
appreciate
to make
you
it dressed,
bringing
and
it up.
That's it.
I actually have, my cousin, I think, lives right near you there. I'm surprised he didn't call me, so, he's probably figuring, hey, better that it's on your property and not his, so. But I do appreciate that. We'll make sure that it doesn't happen, and hopefully the county will do their part in this as well. I didn't get an answer back on my letter to the county executive.
Well, he's out, you know.
Yeah, well, he's busy doing other things. He's busy doing other things. Well, thank you, Ms. McGowan. I really
Okay.
appreciate that.
All
Anything
right.
else?
No, that was
That's
it.
it? Thank
No,
you. Have
no,
a great
The parade
day.
was great, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll entertain a motion to close the public meeting.
Motion.
Motion by trustee
Second.
Clark, have a second by trustee Casado. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night.